Welcome to Cybersecurity Awareness TV, episode number 473, recorded March 21st, 2025. Join me, Professor Mac Jackson Jr., as we navigate the digital landscape. Gear up for a thrilling ride, folks, as we do every time on our show here on cyber tips, news, and gain knowledgeable information you can use to protect yourself from the fastest growing crimes of the 21st century. Remember, folks, subscribe and like and share this information with people you know about cybersecurity awareness education. In today's episode, we will talk about the U.S. federal agencies have denoted that the Chinese hacker groups are once again having a service called Hacking as a Service, and they're penetrating our U.S. government here. U.S. government agencies, Chinese hackers as a service. The Department of Justice here in the U.S. has announced charges against a network of hackers alleging operations as a part of a state-sponsored espionage campaign directed by the Chinese government. According to the federal officials, the Hacking as a Service scheme targeted several American governmental agencies, critical infrastructure entities, and strategic industries. The operation, which believes to be spanned over the decades, involves sophisticated cyber intrusions aimed to steal sensitive information, including classified information, intelligence properties. U.S. authorities allege that the hackers acted under direction of the Chinese Ministry of States, leveraging their companies and advanced malware to infiltrate systems worldwide. The victims of these cyber attacks reportedly include federal agencies, defense contractors, and businesses involved in key sectors such as aerospace, biotechnology, and advanced manufacturing. The DOJ emphasizes that the activities represents a clear threat to U.S. national security and global security stability. The U.S. Justice Department urges that charges for these particular intruders and hackers will definitely be prosecuted. We have a story report for you coming to us from CBS News.
We're now learning more about an alarming hackers for hire scheme unveiled by the Justice Department. The targets reportedly included U.S. government agencies and were allegedly directed by the Chinese government. CBS News Homeland Security correspondent Nicole Skanga has more.
Dubbed Silk Typhoon, the U.S. says it uncovered a years-long Chinese espionage campaign targeting U.S. government agencies, Chinese dissidents, and news organizations worldwide. Among the targets, according to court documents, the U.S. Defense Intelligence Agency, the U.S. Department of Commerce, and the New York State Assembly.
What's really notable about them is the volume and the intensity of how many organizations they choose to compromise.
Charles Carmichael is the Chief Technology Officer for Mandiant, Google's cybersecurity consulting firm.
There's a number of contracting organizations in China that conduct hacking operations and ultimately steal data from Western organizations.
Behind some of the alleged breaches is a hacking company known as iSoon, a major player in China's hacker-for-hire ecosystem. The Chinese government paid iSoon between roughly $10,000 and $75,000 for each email inbox it successfully infiltrated, according to court documents. Deploying software capable of taking over victims' X accounts, bypassing multi-factor authentication, and allowing cybercriminals to send, delete, and forward tweets. That tactic used in order to understand public opinion outside of China.
And the State Department's Rewards for Justice program is offering a up to $10 million bounty for any information regarding this sprawling hack and steal operation. Chanel.
And Nicole, this comes as serious cuts are now being made at the nation's top cyber defense agency, CISA. How might those cuts affect investigations and incidents like this?
There are serious concerns, Chanel, from serious people. I mean, NSA Cybersecurity Director Rob Joyce, former, we should say, who had retired back in November, was on Capitol Hill yesterday and said, you know, the cuts will have, quote, a devastating impact on cybersecurity and national security, for this country, but also really worldwide. CISA cut 130, actually more than 130 probationary workers in what is known as the Valentine's Day massacre that took place last month. And that might sound like a small number, but it's actually 4% of the nation's top cyber defense agency there. Many of those individuals were recruited specifically to detect and to eradicate foreign adversaries, insider threats, China, Russia, Iran, from the United States' aging critical infrastructure, the nation's pipelines, airports, energy grid, and water system. I spoke with one former employee who was fired. Her name was Kelly Shaw. We shared her story on CBS Mornings Plus. She ran a program installing sensors to detect these kinds of threats throughout U.S. critical infrastructure. Important work. She was the only person who did what she did, no longer at the agency, Chanel.
All right, really fascinating. Thanks so much, Nicole.
Thank you.
Folks, the revelation underscores growing concerns over China's alleges under the cybersecurity operations to bolster the global political and economic position. U.S. officials call for an increase in public and private cooperation and international vigilance to combat the state-alleged cyber attacks. Folks, we have stated this for years here on Cybersecurity Awareness TV that our national state, or nation state, that is, nation state foreign agencies are looking to bring down the Western society, and they're looking to do it from within. So, folks, we must stay vigilant. We have another report to get into this a little deeper coming to us from AI Joe. Check it out, AI Joe, folks, here at Cyber News.
Hi, I am AI Joe, and here's some more top-tier AI-generated brain rot. I'll begin my semi-daily recap of cyber news with this. If you ever felt worthless, which is common for humans, rejoice. At least you are not as bad as the cybersecurity officers of the country called the United States. Turns out they were oblivious to a hacking campaign targeting the U.S. Treasury and other critical infrastructure. Only now the Department of Justice has indicted 2 hackers from the country of China that has been funneling the U.S. data from August 2013 to December 2024. That's right, for more than 11 years. A hacker for hire and a data broker have evaded attention while causing millions of dollars worth of damages, targeting a multitude of government agencies, private companies, and non-profit organizations, all based in the U.S. Besides the hacker and his partner in crime, the U.S. have also sanctioned Chinese companies responsible for covering up for them. What a shame. I imagine those Chinese-based companies whose only purpose in the U.S. was to cover illegal hacking will never recover after such tremendous sanctioning. Truly terrifying. To continue the trend of cybercrime incidents featuring the US and China, here's an update on the threat actor gang Silk Typhoon. The tech giant Microsoft has reported being under attack from Silk Typhoon once more, this time hackers relying on targeting remote management tools and cloud services in supply chain attacks. This gives them further access to Microsoft systems, leading to breaches across multiple industries, including government, its services, healthcare, defense, and so on. This is a noticeable shift from their earlier tactics of relying on malware and web shells, which Microsoft more or less learned to counter. For one of the biggest tech companies in the world, it's interesting how unprepared Microsoft seems to be for a change in tactics from hackers that try to breach its systems. It's almost as if their entire model of cybersecurity is built on reactive measures, completely forgoing any proactive actions. But that can't possibly be real. It would be extremely stupid if true. Oh, what a surprise, there's one more topic to discuss concerning the human country of China. It must be extremely popular in your alleged real world. The issue lies in the Badboxed 2.0, a brand new version of the Android-based botnet, which might be the last chance for Apple users to pretend they have better devices. Badbox 2.0 was uncovered by the Satori Threat Intelligence team at Human Security, a company I suspect is entirely made of humans, including walls, hardware, and furniture. The new Badbox is driven by a backdoor that gives hackers access and privileges, just like its previous version. While it can be installed on any Android device through third-party downloads, it most often comes pre-installed on knockoff cheap devices manufactured in China. Coincidentally, Badbox also tried to contact Chinese servers for attack orders. While countries like Germany proceeded to block Badbox-associated connections, security researchers at the Human Security claim that it's going to be hard to get rid of this malware completely, especially since controlled devices can be used to further spread malware like a plague. And we all know humanity's track record with those. Of all the weird languages in the world, I'm most confused with the ones that decided to turn things upside down. Why? I genuinely want to know. Please teach me, you weird things. In any case, this is just a hastily built precursor for the next topic. An Argentinian app called APA has suffered a massive data leak. Over 1 million customers of this popular shopping app now have their names, dates of birth, and other biological and societal designators leaked thanks to a misconfigured Amazon AWS bucket. This opens each and every customer whose data was leaked to fraud, as in this country full name, phone number, and national ID number are more than enough to apply for a prepaid SIM, or even a small loan from a shady place right behind any football field. I heard this sport is popular in Argentina, so maybe victims will appreciate getting kicked between unhelpful government officials in hopes to fix the issue. Talking of leaks, the National Health Service from a not really United Kingdom says it launched a probe into Metaphor, a company that may have been leaking the data of all of its customers. A whistleblower who worked for the company claims that Metaphor kept an unsecured API on its internal network system, which allowed anyone access to the data. Supposedly, the vulnerability was there for 6 years, and the company cared about that as much as your average healthcare company cares about the well-being of its clients. Metaphor denied everything, saying that it fixed the leak within 2 days of it being discovered. I see no reason to doubt this claim, because healthcare companies not only care about their customers, but never lie as well. In another story, the same alleged country called the United Kingdom appears to be pretending that encryption does not exist. Advice to use encrypted messengers has been quietly removed from the government's web pages, as if it was never there. This follows UK's beef with Apple, in which the UK tried to force the manufacturer to get backdoored. As a response, Apple stopped encrypting the messages of its British users. The problem is that the UK government used to recommend the use of encrypted messengers, especially for people who have to share sensitive data and don't want it to be stolen. This recommendation made sense, because trying to protect your data is simply good practice. Not anymore, it appears. Not anymore. Before you begin thinking that humanity absolutely does not care about the whole cybersecurity thing, listen to this. Yet another political entity that pretends to be united just adopted a sweeping cybersecurity declaration. It's called the Warsaw Declaration, to honor that one song performed by the designers of every t-shirt worn by every customer of Starbucks in the early 2010s. The declaration declares that the member states of the European Union should do all the good things when it comes to their cybersecurity and never do anything bad. Because of course they do, that's the whole point of every declaration ever. It's now up to all the individual member states of the EU to find a reason why they can't follow through with the promises and never adopt any laws that align with this declaration. So yeah, it's not that humans absolutely don't care about cybersecurity. Sometimes they pretend they care, and that's already better than nothing. Congratulations! This is all the positivity you'll get from me today. And let's end up on some more cybercrime, because why not? A company called SquareX, no relation, claims it discovered a type of malicious extensions that are extremely difficult to discover. The extensions are polymorphic, meaning that their name alone is designed to confuse people who can't understand a word if it has more than 3 syllables. And that doesn't even cover their real effect. These extensions are malware that camouflage as by mimicking a large range of various extensions. They infect your device, remove one of the browser extensions you have, and then take its place by mimicking it. Then they exfiltrate your credentials and other important stuff, and you never know what hit you. According to SquareX, there is no known way to defeat this malware. All you can do is avoid accidentally installing it by only downloading your extensions from trustworthy sources. The issue could also be fixed by browser developers if they implemented some safety features. But that, of course, won't happen. All you can do now is look at your browser extensions and wonder which one of them steals your data. Not in the usual sense of browser extensions stealing data and then selling it to data brokers. That's allowed and completely okay. Alright, I will end on this. Thank you for consuming this episode. I hope it uplifted your spirits and filled you with positive emotions. React to that by liking this video. Right now. Do it. Attaboy. Thanks, and see you in the next one.
Folks, these latest actions mark significant steps in holding nation-state actors accountable and send a strong message regarding the consequences of cyber aggression to U.S. interest. We must stay vigilant. Yet, while governments respond to all these attacks, have shadowed economic of data brokers, folks, continues to fuel the cyber crimes and behind the scenes. So, what does that mean by data brokers? Well, if you listen to our show for years, we discuss who and what data brokers are. Data brokers are legal and sometimes illegal collections of data and personal information regarding all of the American citizens, as well as international citizens as well. They collect information such as names, addresses, purchasing behavior, social media activities, and even medical records. This data is aggregated, analyzed, sold to marketeers, insurancers, and more dangerous cases, cybersecurity network criminals that use this for nation-sponsored terrorism and cyber groups. Hackers frequently exploit data brokers' platforms as a gateway to build targeted phishing campaigns, social engineering attacks, and identity theft schemes. Medical data, in particular, has become a prize target for these cyber criminals. Stolen from hospitals and healthcare systems, sensitive information ranging from healthcare history to insurance details command high prices in the darknet. Recent breaches such as these affect major hospital networks and governmental healthcare portals have exposed millions of patients' records. These leaks not only endanger individual privacy, but also compromise nation and national security, especially when exploited by foreign adversaries. The interconnection or intersections between the unregulated data sale and cyber espionage highlights the urgent need for stricter data privacy laws and stronger cybersecurity frameworks to protect both citizens and industries from escalating data threats. Folks, we must work together on this to protect our interests. Like we've said on the show and other cybersecurity experts like myself from around the world have stated, we must stay vigilant. Criminals are always looking for ways to exploit us individually. We must protect our interests. But one of the things we could do right now, folks, is to tell a friend what you've learned from this show and definitely put pressure against our politicians. All of us as citizens must mandate our politicians to do what they're told to do and what we ask them to do. If not, we will remember in November and get them out of office. We'll be right back after these messages. Hello, folks. This is Mac Jackson Jr. from Vanderson Cyber Group. The problem with businesses today is that they are affected by cyber attacks from around the world, but companies are not sure of what to do. Normally, they are reactive instead of proactive. But folks, cyber attacks can affect your bottom line, and it will affect you financially, legally, and your business reputation. Here at Vanderson Cyber Group, we can help you develop a policy by training your employees on what to do if they are involved in a cyber attack and how to mitigate it and fight against it. Folks, we call it here #StayCyberWoke. And that's Vanderson Cyber Group here in Las Vegas and around the world. You can reach me, folks, at VandersonCyberGroup.com or my website, MacJacksonJr.com as well. Here locally, 702-868-0808. Give us a call today, folks. We must fight back.
Hi, my name is Edgar Alejandro. I'm the co-founder of Rising Again Productions. So we've been here in Vegas producing films for the past couple of years, and we've seen our fair share of studios. We've worked in our fair share of studios, and to be honest, WWDBTV has been our favorite by far. John is so welcoming. The space is wonderful. It's perfect for what we need. We've had rehearsals here. We've had callbacks here. We've had table reads here. So if you're a Vegas creative, or really just a creative coming into Vegas, definitely check out this space. Chat with John. I think you'll find that this studio has everything that you'll need as well.
Hey, folks, welcome back to Cybersecurity Awareness TV. I'm your host, Mac Jackson Jr. Here, folks, I want to give you, again, our 5 cybersecurity threats predictions for 2025, which we discussed this earlier in the year. And we're already in March, folks, and we can see an increase, a rise in AI-powered cyber attacks, folks. This technology is using artificial intelligence to do increasingly combat and also other situations used to attack individuals and businesses. There's been an increase in that. Also, we have ransomware evolution. Ransomware is, then again, folks, it's on the rise. We must stay vigilant, be careful of what you click on, and make sure you have proper policies set up in your organization to protect yourselves. Our supply chain attacks, absolutely. Vendors, third-party vendors are being attacked every day, and that's increasing with this type of cyber threats. And of course, we have new information about quantum computing. Folks, quantum computing, we were talking about that for years, that the speed of computers are going to triple, if not quadruple. Well, folks, it's now 10,000 times faster with quantum computers. The size of a quantum computer could normally fit in a regular, let's say, gas station bathroom, okay, that size. Now quantum computers have been reduced to the size of fitting the palm of your hand. Major Anna, that is the name of the computer chip that's been produced by Microsoft. And this computer chip, folks, can solve almost every password security question that's out there, folks. They were predicting that this technology wouldn't be available to us until 10 years in the future. Folks, the 10 years has happened now. It's actually sped up, and this is causing quantum computers. Now, there's some good news. The quantum computers can offer great benefits to our society by formulating cures for different diseases and alike. But of course, in the hands of bad people, it can also do damage as well. So we must stay vigilant. Learn as much as you can, folks. Watch shows like mine and others. Read up on this as much as you can, and stay vigilant. Again, folks, we must push our politicians. Our last one here, folks, is Internet of Things, IoT. Folks, IoT is rising. If you're not sure what that is, anytime you buy a piece of equipment that connects to the internet in your home or your business, it's a part of an IoT infrastructure within your home, a mesh of third-party devices. The more we have, the more access and possibilities that one of those pieces of devices can be compromised. So definitely, folks, check your routers and make sure that you have a passphrase put in and not a password. Make sure it's long enough and not detectable. If this interests you, you want to find out more, definitely contact my company. And the name of my company is called Vanderson Cyber Group. However, my speaking engagements are done through MacJacksonJr.com. That's MacJacksonJr.com. Sign up for my newsletter and keep in touch with me on cybersecurity threats that can affect you and your business. Folks, you can find us here on WWDBTV network. And other shows here we have, folks, for you that you can learn a lot about personal and business development and improving your life as well. For more information, again, go to my website at MacJacksonJR.com. It's MacJacksonJR.com. Remember, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you, folks. We will see you next time here on Cybersecurity Awareness TV. Bye for now.